of the Mixtapes and Tasty Cakes podcast. I'm Bert Lepore. He's Damian Monte Carlo. We're hanging here with Angry Mike D, and we talk about music, movies, and so much more.
Mike, you don't want to put your disguise on?
What's that?
You're not going to put your disguise on tonight?
I felt confident that I didn't have to put it on, and now you're making me feel self-conscious.
All right.
You, Albert.
You're welcome. Here we go.
All right, we're back. Another episode, Mixtapes and Tasty Cakes, episode 38. This one we're talking about sports movies. We're going to go run down a list of the major sports and some of the fringe sports, if you want to call them that. And we're just going to talk about the different movies from the different sports. So
I follow baseball near the end of the season. I'll watch a game here and there. Same thing with hockey and basketball. I don't know how you guys do, but it's like I just too many games. I love it. It's just too many games.
It's a long season.
Yeah, exactly. But I didn't catch it live, but I heard the guys on what is it, 94? 94 does the YSP, yeah. And they were talking about that Girardi was going off about something going on with who was the opposing team's pitcher?
It was the Washington Nationals pitcher. It was Matt Scherzer.
What happened, Mike?
So, do you want me to start with this, or should we backtrack maybe a week? I think we should backtrack.
Don't make it long. Backtrack a week, yeah.
Because we have a fairly new commissioner in baseball, Rob Manfred, and I don't know. I was crazy about this guy from the beginning. First of all, because he just seems like he wants to change all the rules. He wants to make the hitters, be stronger and hit more home runs because he thinks it's good for the game. And, all the networks are like, oh, yeah, that's good for the game. And we want more of this and more of this and less of that and less of this. Let's soup up the batters. We'll lessen the pitchers, what they could do a little bit, because they seem a little overpowered right now.
They kind of did that with hockey. So, they fucked it up with the two lines and all that crazy shit, too. Yeah.
So how do they make the hitters more powerful? I mean,
well, a couple of years ago, they juiced the ball.
Oh, really? They changed the ball material?
Yeah, you were seeing a lot of crazy numbers going on, and the pitchers are getting pissed off about it. The seams on the ball weren't the same spot for them. The ball, I think they were saying, was just a fraction smaller. It was just a lot of stuff. And supposedly they went back this season to the old ball, and I think it's still not the same. And these guys are using, just sticky stuff, they're calling it, to get a grip on the ball. And it was always known throughout the league. And I guess I forget the name of the pitcher, but this was maybe last week or the week before he got snagged using this sticky stuff. They didn't suspend him or anything like that, but they implemented on the spot. The following week, they're going to put a new rule in place. No more sticky stuff.
What is it? Just give you a grip?
It gives you a grip on the ball. But they're saying it adds spin to it and this and that. And this is why the numbers are down. But I don't know. When you see guys with 20-something home runs and at this point of the season, you're like, dude, is that really affecting that much?
Let me ask you a question. Well, if a hockey player uses certain kind of tape around his stick, would that be the same thing?
Well, they have the different hockey sticks now. They have a flex to them. But still, the hockey stats from the past 10, 15 years, even 20 years, aren't the same as they were back in the 70s and 80s. When you had dozens of guys with 100 points. Now you might get one or two. And it's been like that for the past 20 years. So
I think goalies have gotten better. Defense has gotten better.
Goalies play differently. It's defense. Yeah.
But the weird thing, and it's even funny with that, even after they opened up those lines a little bit, it didn't matter.
It didn't really change.
That was supposed to elevate scoring, and it really seems like it had the opposite effect.
Yeah.
Which is strange.
Baseball, out of all the sports, man, the records are so sacred.
Yo, yeah.
Like the hit record, home run record, like that they have such a scar from that the home run shit.
Sammy's so
man,
you got to remember, the rules change in baseball throughout time all the time. Some for the better, some for the worse. Mm-hmm. Back in the day when Babe Ruth was playing, you hit a home run and it went through the foul pole fair and out the other side foul. It was a foul ball.
Really?
So they say he probably lost about 75 to 100 home runs that way easily. So he probably still the home run king, and he just didn't get credited for a lot that he did.
Yeah, but were the fields that big still, or were they smaller?
I mean,
I think the fields were not much. I don't think the fields have changed.
Not much difference now.
Yeah, I mean, you have a certain boundaries when they build stadiums. They could build them. Like, it doesn't have to be the same in every stadium. Every stadium is slightly different. So I'm pretty sure they have like a certain amount of feet that they could work with.
Yeah.
You got to have some kind of. Because some stadiums right now, they're not all the same anyway. You know, the dimensions are different. Which that's another thing I'm not even crazy about. I think it all should be the same. I think it should be the same.
Should be Should be
right.
even,
It shouldn't be because one team plays in this field, they have the advantage because they play there all the time.
The only thing you can't factor in, I guess, is the air. Like if you're in Colorado or the wind, or or something.
Yeah,
like
it's even like where the new stadium, where the Phillies, new stadium. Yeah, it's been around for
right. It feels new, still new.
Yeah, the difference between Citizens Bank Park and the Vet, where the home plate is a big difference. I mean, home plate here, I think it's going north and south. I think at the Vet Stadium, it was, I don't know. I think it was like going like northwest or something. I forget, but so that
made it a home run park.
Yeah.
You were saying the sticky stuff.
So the first day that they implemented this rule, the game between the Phillies and Matt Scherzer was pitching against. Who was he pitching? It doesn't even matter really. He was pitching against, but. The rules, I guess the new rules, I think it's after the first inning. That's when they do their first check, after the guy pitches already.
Right.
I think they do them 4 times a game. I'm not totally sure on this rule yet.
Wow.
But I guess they checked him. And what happened was later on in the game, I guess Joe Girardi saw him doing some, motions that he doesn't normally see this guy do. He was putting his hands through his hair and stuff like that. And he told the ref, hey, go check him again. He's doing something. So I guess at this point, Scherzer knows that he has a snitch over there.
Right.
So he kind of gave him this like death stare, man. And if you don't know Matt Scherzer, he's got this condition, and I forget what it's called, but he's got one eye that's a different color than the other one. He's got one blue eye and he's got one brown eye,
like the David Bowie kind of thing.
Yeah, right.
But I think is David Bowie's real?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. But yeah, that's what he has. So it kind of makes him even look a little more sinister, pulling that stare off, But I mean, that was pretty much the gist of it. And what he did was, I think he started to pull down his pants and show that there's nothing down there. And another guy for Oakland A's, it was a Sergio Romo, actually pretty much dropped his pants to his knees on one of the games that same night. But you know what, though? I mean, it's a shame. When you see this type of stuff, they're going to pick on the pitchers every so many innings. Let's look at does he have any sticky stuff? Does he have, snot up his nose that he's rubbing on? Does he have this? We're going to check them every so often. But, we came off one of the biggest probably steroid errors ever. But you know what? Do they give guys a fucking piss test between innings? No.
Right.
So you're going to check these pitchers. You know what? Fucking leave it alone. If you think they're doing something, check them. But if not, leave it alone. Mm-hmm. Because to me, it's a biased situation. I want to talk about these other 2 rule changes they're implementing. And this is going to be taking place in the minor leagues. And, another thing against pitchers, they're going to move the mound 6 inches to 7 inches back.
Why?
It creates an illusion that the ball's, not coming at you as fast when the further back you are.
They're doing this in the minor leagues now?
Yeah, they're starting with the minors in the this year. So what happens is if you're a big pitcher, your arm goes even further and kind of, it looks like the ball's coming at you faster. That's why they don't have small pitchers. You don't see too many small pitchers.
Right. Yeah.
But what's going to happen is they're going to do this, and they're going to actually have teams looking for pitchers who are a few inches taller, who have a bigger arm length. And what's going to happen, you're going to dwindle down the talent because all those big guys aren't going to have the pitching finesse that you're going to get from, guys that are 5'10", 5'11", 6 foot, 6'2".
Yeah.
It's going to dwindle down, and guys are going to get hurt at the plate due to this. It's just going to be a mess. And then they're calling that move the double hook. Oh no! The next one I'm calling is called the double hook.
Okay,
this one is taking place in the American League. Okay, so what happens is your pitcher, they have a designated hitter. The pitcher never bats. And what's going to happen is if your pitcher comes out of the game, so does your designated hitter.
Yeah, that's weird.
To me, it sounds like, the same guys who write WWF are doing this. But think about it this way. This is the one scenario to me, and I'm like, well, what happens if your pitcher gets just drilled in the first inning, he gets 10 runs. You got to take your pitcher out right then and there. Well, you take your DH out. So now you lose this guy. You lose your DH too, who never even went to bat. You're getting creamed by 10 runs, and you're down a man in the lineup because you got to put a pitcher in now.
So let's see if I'm reading this right. The starting pitcher has a DH.
Right.
If he comes out,
if the pitcher comes out,
then there's a new DH guy.
I don't think they're putting a new DH guy in there. I think you have to put the pitcher in from that point on.
The pitcher hits. Huh.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's
to me,
different.
it's like if you're getting beat in the first inning pretty bad and you never even get a chance to have your DH up at the plate, now you're stuck with a pitcher in your lineup. And if it's in the middle of the lineup, that's where your pitcher's going to be. The pitcher
could ruin it for everybody.
Right, yeah, exactly.
It's kind of
so
silly.
It's like that pitcher having a bad game. That insult. Now you're down a guy because you got 8 hitters and a pitcher up there. The other team still has 9 hitters.
Silly.
Unfair.
Yeah.
If you're going to do the DH, do it. If you don't want to do the DH anymore, just get rid of it. Either way,
I kind of like it in the American League. I
like the 2 leagues different. Yeah.
Yeah. Because for older players, it always gave them an incentive to maybe get another year or two.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm kind of for it, but at the same time, I don't want to see it in both leagues. I'd rather have.
No.
It kind of gives it that difference. It gives it the feel of being something different. So
right, yeah. Plus, it's kind of cool, like in the World Series when American League team plays
it up. It's weird.
Yep. It's all extra
away.
strategy.
It shows you how you got to kind of change it up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Personally, I still like seeing the pitchers hit once in a while.
Yeah, especially if they were good, like Schilling or something like that.
Yeah,
it was fun.
With all this said, here's my Rob Manfred. I think you should resign. I really do. I think you should resign from baseball. You had nothing to do with baseball before this. You're a lawyer. Get out of the game because you stink. You're changing all the rules. You've been here 3 years. Who the fuck do you think you are?
Angry Mike D. We set him off early tonight. With that being said, let's talk baseball movies. Damo, what you got?
I'm actually going to start out with. Actually, I saw this the other night. Was The Natural. I never saw it before, and Donna suggested it, and I was actually quite pleased with it. My grandfather used to talk to me about it all the time. It was loosely based on a few different players. Eddie Waitkus used to play for the Phillies, like back in the 40s or 50s, and Shoeless Joe Jackson. So it's sort of like a few different players, and the story is basically about this guy is like he's got like natural God-given ability, and he gets shot when he was like 19, and he was out of the game for like 15 years, and he comes back as a hitter. He started out as a pitcher, and he was like an amazing pitcher, and he gets shot, and he's he can't play for whatever. He disappears for 15 years. He comes back as a hitter, and he's like an amazing hitter now. And it's really good. I was, Well,
what was the deal with the lightning? Did he get struck by lightning?
Nah, the thing with the lightning is that when he was a kid, lightning struck the tree out in front of his house, and with that wood, he made this bat.
Wonder Boy.
Well, he named it
with that lightning bolt in it.
Yeah,
right, with the lightning bolt. So he used that bat when he made it. We finally made it to the majors. It was a New York team. I guess they were supposed to be like the Mets, like a.
Get that song in my head. Wonder Boy.
Tenacious D.
But yeah, basically he had that bat. It was like magic. At the last game, it's like I think it's like the World Series. He actually breaks the bat, and he tells the bat boy to pick him out another bat, and he has this other one. I forget what he called that, but obviously he hits a home run, they win the game. But it was really good. I thought it was really well done. It's a classic.
Yeah,
real quick, the funny thing is, we always look up when we're watching a movie, like actors' ages and stuff at the time.
That's what I was gonna say.
Robert Redford was 48 at the time, and he's playing like a 35-year-old.
Dude,
and the
I was
manager,
gonna say that. Yeah,
the manager is Wilford Brimley.
Old as shit.
And he's he looks way older. He's always looked like an old guy, but in real life they're like separated by 2 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the guy with the mustache, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, man.
Yeah, it was like blew me away.
I was telling Mike, I'm like, we were talking about this movie the other day, and we were like saying, I seen it a long time ago. I didn't remember too much of it, so I kind of just, get glazed through it on YouTube or whatever. Yeah. And I was like, he looks a bit old to be playing in this movie, don't he?
Right. Who? Robert Redford.
Yeah.
He was like 48 when they made the movie. He's playing like, well, he plays himself as 19 and doesn't look like a 19-year-old,
right.
But whatever. You just use your imagination, I guess. But, I looked it up and it was like he was born in 37 and Wilford Brimley was born in 35. And the age gap between the manager and player, has got to be like 20 years or so in this movie.
They look like a bunch of old men.
But you are seeing some like 35-year-old managers now. You're seeing like 35-year-old GMs now too.
Well, who's the guy that we had last year that left?
Gabe Kapler.
He was young, right?
Yeah, he's like the same age as me. I think we're only a few days apart or something like that.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Whereas we used to the old timers, the Dallas Greens, and the who's the oh my god, I can't even think of it. The guy that took us to the World Series, Charlie
Manuel.
Yeah. That's crazy. Mike D, baseball movie.
I mean, you want a good one or you want a bad one? What do you want?
Listen, it's you. You're miserable. You might as well pick a bad one.
Because, Moneyball.
Yeah.
What a crap of a movie, if any. Did you see Moneyball?
Never saw it, but I heard of it.
If you want to be bored for 2+ hours, watch Moneyball.
I mean, what's it about?
Well, it's about how they built a team with not having big money as a big market team. It was the Oakland A's, and I believe it was Billy Beane who was their general manager. He says he can kind of, do this thing and, get the best team for the buck. And they kind of did it. But here's the thing. In the end, the Oakland A's never won the World Series in that Moneyball era.
Mm-hmm.
And so how do you have this movie where it's like, hey, we created this whole new, way of playing the game, building a team, this and that, but you didn't fucking prosper from it.
All right.
I don't get it.
Does anybody follow that system still?
I think it kind of dwindled out with the shitty launch angle. And but man, this movie was just fucking horrible. And I think it won a lot of awards too. I don't know how.
Yeah, I remember hearing about it. Yeah.
Yeah. I never watched it. I heard it was boring.
Yeah.
Right.
Stay
I
away.
mean, I challenge you, watch it. Watch it and tell me what you think.
Well, we'll probably love it. We'll probably love
it. Right, yeah. I doubt it. I don't think you'd make it past a half hour.
Probably not. Okay, I want to say for mine, and it could be a chick flick, but I love this movie, League of Their Own. I love it.
It's a great movie.
Cast is great.
Yeah, I saw it at the movie theater when it came out.
Me too.
And I think I only saw it that one time. I was like, it was a good movie. I liked it, but that was enough.
That's one of my mother's favorite movies, so I kind of saw it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I leave it on if it's on TV. I wind up leaving it on.
I can't quote too many lines from it, but I've seen it plenty of times.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
That was a good movie. Well, it was based off a true story, also.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. I guess when the war was going on and, the girls' baseball were taking the place of the men's baseball, and they kind of just pushed them right out as soon as the guys came back.
Yeah.
Yep.
But great movie. The cast I thought was fantastic. It was a great cast.
Madonna, Gina Davis.
Yeah.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah, she was in it.
What was the little lady? You don't see her in movies anymore. The little girl. What was her name? Was it Marissa Tomei?
I don't
think.
No.
You talking about the one who played Gina Davis' sister?
Yeah.
She was in like Tank Girl or something.
Yeah,
crazy.
exactly.
Yes, I was just ready to say that.
Yeah.
I think she was Tank Girl. Another beautiful movie.
I'm ready to say Lily Tomlin, but it's not her. What the hell is her name?
Let's look it up. Tank Girl actor.
Because she was in a few movies at the time, and you haven't seen anything like
Lori Petty.
That's it.
Yep.
The last time I seen her she was in Orange is the New Black. She was actually in that series.
Yeah, I think Tank Girl tanked her career.
Tank Girl was a crazy movie.
I think that was right after.
Yeah, Tank Girl. Wow.
Yeah.
Damo, any more baseball movies?
How about man? There's a few of them. I'm not going to go with the one Mike doesn't like, but I'm going to say Major League. I enjoyed.
Great movie.
Yeah.
I liked them both. I liked at least 1 and 2. I liked
the first. Was there a third one?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
I thought Charlie Sheen came back and it came out 10 years ago or something.
I don't know if there's a third one.
Let's look it up. I have a feeling there is.
Yeah. Willie Mays Hayes.
Another great cast. Great cast.
Was it Run Like Mays, Hit Like Hayes?
Yeah, Major League 3, back in the minors.
Was that? So wait, was that like a Von Hayes reference? I think.
Oh, I don't know.
Willie Mays Hayes.
Yeah.
Willie Mays, on Willie Mays. It was probably after.
Well, Willie Mays, but he was Willie Mays Hayes.
Right.
Oh,
he runs like Mays, hits like Hayes. I'm thinking Von Hayes. I don't know.
I don't think it's Von Hayes.
Well, he was around.
Got a better shot at being Isaac Hayes.
Yeah.
That was a great movie. I liked it. That's one of the better Charlie Sheen movies.
It was. Yeah.
It had the whole wild theme going. It worked. That actually worked. That had the glasses. Fucking hilarious. The cast, it was great comedy.
A lot of those movies, you'll see a theme with a couple of these. Isn't it where wasn't it the woman was the owner? She wanted to move the team or something.
Yes.
Yeah. It kind of reminded me like Slapshot.
Yeah, it had that.
Premise,
it did have that.
Yeah,
it did. It did. It definitely did. All right, Mike D, what do you got for another baseball kind of movie here?
Well, let's go. Instead of doing a movie, I'm going to hit you with a documentary, which is kind of weird. And I watched this on Netflix a few years ago. I don't know if it's still on there, but it's called No No.
Okay.
A documentary. And this was about Doc Ellis and him. He had a perfect game, he had a no-hitter, I'm sorry, on acid.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. He was tripping.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I think basically what happened was he was supposed to be off the next day. He wasn't supposed to pitch. You're starting pitcher. You're not usually getting called in the game for anything, whatever. So I think he had a day or two still off before his next start. So the night before, he popped some acid. Well, woke up for that game, and he says, "Hey, dude, the pitcher's sick. You can't go. We're moving you up a game." So this guy pitched a no-hitter on acid.
Wow.
And it was kind of trippy the way they did this documentary. I think you have to watch it. It's really cool. But, he years later, he's kind of talking about it, how he actually, regrets doing that because it kind of marred his no-hitter.
How about this one? Anybody ever see 61?
You know what? I got the DVD. Years ago, I used to buy a bunch of DVDs, and most of them I never even watched. And that's one of them. It's
good. It's about, I guess, Roger Maris is trying to break Mickey Mantle's record.
Mm-hmm.
And they're hating him. They're hating on him.
Is that like a real old movie?
No, Billy Crystal put it out.
Came out around 2000.
Yeah, that's 2000, 2001. Yeah, that's about right.
So I thought there was I could be wrong. I thought there was a black and white movie about that too.
There might have been. Back in the day. I'm not sure. But really good movie, man. It was an HBO movie, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And Billy Crystal put it out and really good. It shows you he was, I guess, playing for the Yankees at the time. And I don't know if he wound up beating the record, if they counted him beating the record.
Oh no, he beat Maris.
He did beat the record, right?
But the thing the thing is that there was they played more games that season than what the record was. So there was an asterisk next to the record for years. Years.
That was the deal.
And there was a big rivalry between him and Mickey Mantle. They said Mickey Mantle was like a real prick.
But see, I heard the rivalry wasn't between them personally. It was just something the fans
made up.
It.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
So I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm almost sure I heard that those two actually got along. It was the fans that really kind of, made these guys to where it was hard to be friends.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay, let's move on to another sport. Let's move on to boxing, and let's not name Rocky because we have a whole episode on Rocky. So we're gonna.
You mean There's other boxing movies?
Yeah. So we're gonna go with boxing here, and let's start off with Damo. Damo, boxing movies. What you got?
Yeah, one I thought it came out a few years ago. Looks like it came out about 10 years ago, but it was The Fighter, and man, it was really good, and it was so good that I actually even looked up this fighter, Mickey Ward, afterwards, who was played by Mark Wahlberg.
Yep.
Christian Bale was also in the movie, but and I think it was up. I don't know if they won or not, but it was up for like a bunch of Academy Awards. It was a really good movie.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see a movie that doesn't have like all the boxing Rocky cliches.
No, I mean it talks about his brother,
Mm-hmm.
Dickie Eklund. Was it Dickie Eklund? Dickie Eklund. That he was actually, he was an up and coming boxer. I think he might have went the distance with Sugar Ray Leonard or something like that. And but he got all screwed up on crack or something.
Right.
And then years after, I think as Irish Mickey Ward was coming up, they did a documentary on HBO called Crackdown in America or something crazy like that. And it was wild. It was like real footage. It was crazy. And and then Mickey Ward was, he was supposed to be training him. He was Mickey Ward's trainer too at the time. And I think his mother was his manager, Alice. I think Alice her name was. She was the manager, and great movie. I mean, it shows you, and it actually I think mentions the HBO documentary, if I can remember, in the movie. It's pretty wild. Really, really good movie. It's done differently. It's definitely comes from a different angle. And Mickey Ward was great. I mean, his 3 fights with Gotti were unbelievable. They were they were like hospitalized after the matches. Fantastic movie. Good pick, Dave. Mike D, boxing movie.
Yeah. Okay, I was going to comment on that, but
no, you could get comment on it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think that was actually the last, the best boxing there was. After that, it seemed like boxing kind of fizzled down. It's like everything's UFC now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, Mike D, on that being said, what do you got for a boxing movie?
You know what? I think I've seen far less boxing movies than I realized. Did anybody see Marciano?
No, I never seen it.
No, I didn't even know there was one on him.
Yeah, Jon Favreau did. I believe he directed and produced it too, and starred in it. But I'm not sure if it was an HBO only movie. I remember I was out of work at this point, so I think I must have seen it 4 or 5 times. But this is like 12 years ago or something like that.
It's fairly new.
It was pretty good. I mean, I think Jon Favreau did a pretty good job portraying him. It's worth the watch.
Yeah, I never seen it. Does it go that far into? Does it go through his whole career, pretty much, or?
Oh yeah, it goes into the. I think he died in a plane crash, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, like it goes right up to that point. So
I'll check that out.
Yeah, it's worth the watch. I thought it was good. Jon Favreau is pretty good when he has his right part.
Yeah.
He is. He's good. I'm going to go with. I want to hit you with 2 HBO movies. I want to hit you with 2 of them right now. The Tyson Story, the HBO one, and
I think I did see that.
Don King, Only in America. Both of them movies were awesome.
The Tyson one, when did that come out? About 10 years ago or so?
No, there was one before that. This one came out, I think, in the 90s. This one came out in 95.
Okay. I saw one that was maybe 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, that came out. That was good, too. This one, Michael Jai White played Tyson. It's really,
he's
really good. He's great. It's a real good movie. And then the Don King
I saw
was
it.
Awesome.
I didn't see the Don King one. I know I saw the Tyson. I don't remember too much about it, but I know I saw it.
Dude, the Don King one was great. It was Ving Rhames played Don King.
Oh yeah.
It's so good. It shows you how he was just kind of like a hustler. He went to jail for a little bit, and he heard like Muhammad Ali or something talking on the radio, and it, and then he was also tight with a big R&B singer back in the day too, and like he would put on these shows, like we would if we're putting on like, okay, we're gonna get all these bands together and put on the show. Like he would do these big elaborate shows to try and make money, and then he seen that there was a way to get into boxing, and then he got in boxing, and I mean, look, he's one of the greatest promoters of all time, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, he had Larry Holmes. Yeah, he had so many big fighters, man. And
Screwed
Holmes,
many of them.
Yeah, yeah. What do you even go?
They one even of the most hated.
Yeah, they even go in the thing with Larry Holmes. When who beat Larry Holmes? No, not Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes was Muhammad Ali's sparring partner, and he wanted Holmes to fight Ali, and Holmes really didn't want it because Ali was kind of done, and King was just ruthless, man. And both of those movies kind of intertwine with each other, But if anybody's never seen it, both of them, the Tyson story from HBO and Don King, I think it's only in America, and that was an HBO movie too. I mean, great. Any more unboxing movies, Damo?
Well, next to Rocky, I guess the next greatest movie, boxing, if it's not better than Rocky, is which I didn't say that, but Raging Bull.
Love it. Yeah, great movie. I love it. Mike don't like it. I love it.
Nah.
Well, because it's black and white.
No, that has nothing to do with it. Okay, here's the thing. I wasn't allowed to watch it when it first came out. I was a kid. I wasn't allowed to hear the cursing and all that stuff.
There was a lot of it.
So, yeah. So for years, I actually never saw the movie. And finally, one night, I was like, you know what? I want to watch Raging Bull. I thought it was an overrated, bloated piece of shit, but...
Oh, you're nuts.
I don't know, man. At this, I look at De Niro, and I don't. Everybody praises him on his fucking act, and I can't fucking stand looking at him. I think he's done maybe like 5 really good movies, and it's I'm starting to think he really wasn't the best part of the movie. It's just I don't know.
Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci was great.
Joe Pesci's fucking great, but it's I don't know. I fucking hate De Niro anymore, and that probably even had a little help with it too. So. I don't know, but it seemed very cartoony to me.
Really?
Yeah, you're crazy. I don't not cartoony in a way, but it just seemed. I don't know. It was something about it just seemed jumbled. Or it was like a caricature, or I don't know.
You think You think he was too over the top? That's how they were back then.
Yeah,
I don't just
Mike say bring it now. Hey. Bring it now.
I haven't seen that movie in a while. I gotta revisit that one.
Oh, it's great. He was like this jealous guy. Oh, he was nuts. Nuts. The part where Joe Pesci's telling him, hit me. Yeah. Hit me. You fucking nut. He tells Joe Pesci's great in it. And you didn't see Joe Pesci too much. He didn't play in that many movies if you look at it.
Yeah, I think that was his
one of his first.
First, yeah.
Maybe one before that, I think. But yeah, and then he didn't pop up again as a big name till probably Goodfellas, I would think.
Right.
Yeah, I wonder how much he made in his acting career, man. Because like you said, he really picked his roles.
Yeah, he don't just play anything. He went through that time where he was really hot, then he started doing the super and goofy stuff. But
8 heads in a duffel bag.
8 heads in a duffel bag, yeah.
And then he just fell off the planet.
But I mean, De Niro gained a bunch of weight for that movie, lost a bunch of weight for that movie. It's that movie was great.
Yeah, so what? He's a method actor. What? Who cares? Who cares?
Oh, jeez.
He's poor right now. I hear from a divorce, And during the pandemic, he was only able to make $8 million a year, and he was complaining about that. Must be nice. Must be nice, Mr. De Niro.
I guess Mike D is not a Robert De Niro fan.
He's not a De Niro guy.
Yeah, I guess you're more Pacino than De Niro.
I think he's a little over the top, but I could take Pacino a little bit better. I would go with Pacino. Yeah, definitely go with Pacino. But I mean, even he has his factors that I'm like, all right, man, you're not an actor. You're just being Pacino in every movie.
Right. Yeah.
So
that's crazy, man. I want to go with my last pick here.
But I'm allowed to have my own opinion. So
yeah, go ahead.
It's yours.
Yeah. You can keep it.
It's
yours.
I'll be throwing that opinion out like potato chips. Like pancakes from New Day.
Yeah. I'm going to go with The Champ. Sad story, but what a great movie, man. Tearjerker. Absolutely tearjerker.
Who was in that?
Ricky Schroeder played the kid, and the father, who was the boxer in the movie, was played by John Voight.
Okay.
Have you ever seen that, Dame?
No.
Oh my God, watch it. It's a tearjerker, but watch it. Dad's like a real fuck up. He's like a drunk, and the kid, his dad's everything to him. And I'm not going to give you the ending since you didn't see it, but definitely worth the watch. It was one of my favorite movies, but it's a tough movie, man. Mike, you ever see The Champ?
No. You know what? For some reason, when you said Ricky Schroeder, I remember that he was in some kind of boxing movie.
Yeah.
I might have seen it. Like, how old was this you're saying now?
Had to be late 70s, early 80s.
Maybe I saw it on HBO.
So Ricky Schroeder's
he's a kid.
Ricky Schroeder's playing a kid. Okay.
Right. I want to say I vaguely remember it, but I don't have much memory of it. I'll put it that way.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to basketball movies. You got anything, Damo? This one's tough.
Yeah, it is tough. That's why I have Teen Wolf.
Yeah, why not?
I know there's quite a few, but that's the first movie that popped into my head was Teen Wolf. And it's based on Michael J. Fox's character, Scott Howard. And plays for the high school basketball team. He's really not that great. And then he starts turning into a wolf, and then he plays great as the wolf.
Bring out the wolf.
Yeah.
Oh, you're killing me. You go into it all serious.
Styles.
Styles was awesome. He was my favorite.
Styles is trying to make a buck out of the whole thing. People want the wolf. Is his best friend, the girl, Buffy. And then he's really into the hot chick. I can't remember her name, but she's got the boyfriend Mick.
Yes,
plays for the opposing high school, and the dude in real life has got to be like 35, and he plays a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And it's corny.
Yeah, love it.
But that's the first. That's the first movie that came to my mind.
When you think of basketball movies, that's the first one you think of. Why do I have a feeling it's not going to get any more serious when I move on the mic? Mike, what do you got for basketball movies?
I was going to put this in another category. I'm going to go with basketball, man.
I never.
You could put that on their baseball. You could put on their basketball. Man, I'm sorry. That was a great sports movie.
So they
and just the way it starts out, the kid's sitting there and he's like, he's watching the game with his friend. He's like, one day I'm going to be, a super baseball player. And it's like they're showing you like years later how sports kind of devolved into like, football became more about the end zone dance, and they have all the guys doing like this river dance when they score, and
basketball,
and all the how all the teams like go from this state to that state, and it's just like the fans got tired of it and they were looking for something new.
Yeah.
So these two idiots came up. They're like slackers that were, once they graduated high school, they were still the same slackers they were, and they used to play this game called basketball, and basically it was horse.
Yeah.
So. Then they would have this, like, they'd shoot it, but the other guy had this maneuver called the psych out. And you could, like, without, like, I think he couldn't touch the guy, but, you could yell something at them to make them miss their shot. So it was like the whole movie, like, the running joke was like the one guy would go to the other, Steve Perry, and that would, like, make him miss the shot. It was the guys from South Park that did it. So if you're into South Park, it's kind of
funny. It's funny.
Sick, gross out, humor type of thing.
But. Yeah.
For me, Blue Chips. I thought Blue Chips was really good. You guys ever see Blue Chips? It's a lot of movies we haven't all seen.
No.
Yeah, it's like college basketball. It's pretty good.
I believe I did see Blue Chips. Yeah. Years ago. Yeah. But I don't remember it.
I mean, you got Blue Chips. Hoosiers was another good one.
Right. That's like probably the best of the basketball movies, I think.
Yeah, right? I would think so. I think Hoosiers is probably.
You got Space Jam.
You got
Space Jam. You got
Air Bud.
Will Ferrell.
Semi-pro.
Semi-pro, yeah.
Semi-pro. You got what the hell else is there? Coach Carter. Have you seen Coach Carter? That's on there. Yeah, but I like Blue Chips a lot. And Yeah, that's probably my go-to. Nick Nolte's in it. Shaq's in it.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of talks about college basketball, and I think Nolte actually, for like his mentor, not his mentor, but the guy he kind of shadowed was Bobby Knight. Crazy coach, man. He's wild.
Yeah.
So
a maniac.
Yeah, he was wild, dude. Bobby Knight was wild. All right, let's move on to some football. Football movies. What you got, Damo?
I got The Longest Yard, the original one with Burt Reynolds. Yeah, it was
good.
I think I saw the remake first. Man, that sucked. It's basically about a prison football game,
Yeah.
Burt Reynolds and like a bunch of misfits, but I like those old football movies.
The old 70s kind of the Mean Machine.
Yeah.
The guy clotheslines the other guy.
Right.
Yeah, that was a great movie. I thought that was great. Burt Reynolds without a mustache.
Right.
It's pre-mustache.
Yeah.
He still looked like a porn star in the ads, though. I love that movie. I think that movie is great, man.
I think I've only seen it like maybe once or twice, and I was really young.
It's a classic. Right, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Mike D, football movie.
Football movies? I mean, you had Invincible.
Invincible's a great movie.
That was good.
Yeah. I mean, we're from Philly. How do we not,
Yeah.
talk about, who was it? Vince, how do you say his name?
Papali.
Yeah.
Great.
I mean, they even filmed pretty much around where we're from. So.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, they did. They CGI'd the vet.
Did they?
Yeah, because the vet was gone. That came out a couple years after the vet. But I remember, and this kind of bugged me a little bit. I saw it at the movie theater, and there was one scene. I know where they filmed it at. There was one scene. I think they're like outside the. Are they outside the vet or they're outside the practice facility or somewhere? But Woodman Bridge is in the background, and how it was filmed like right around like Delaware Avenue and Oregon Avenue. There's that big giant lot.
Okay.
It was filmed in that lot where you see Walt Whitman Bridge in the background. It's like Walt Whitman Bridge is right there in real life, but in the movie you saw like the vet stadium was there, I think, and Walt Whitman Bridge is there. And it's like it's not accurate.
They totally CGI'd it. Wow.
That shit drives me nuts. They did do a good job CGIing the vet, but this scene outside, like, no, the vet was not right next to the Walt Whitman Bridge.
And they filmed near Rosewood Bar, too.
Wait.
Near the bar they filmed.
Was the vet even around with him?
70s, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
That's when the Eagles were really bad.
Yeah,
really bad.
absolutely.
Early mid-70s.
Yeah.
It
definitely.
He joined a team like 77, maybe, or somewhere.
I know.
Yeah, mid-late.
Yeah, but I thought who the hell played Dick Vermeil? I thought he did a great job.
Oh, that actor's good, man. Greg, if I say it right, Greg Kinnear, something like that.
Right.
Greg
He's
Kinnear.
good.
Greg Kinnear. Yeah.
Greg Kinnear.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in a lot of good stuff too. Yeah, he's good, man. He looked like him. So if it was Vince McMahon, if it was Dick Vermeil, it would have had to be late 70s going into the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
That's when he coached.
Yeah, it's right before the Eagles became good.
When they got Wilbur Montgomery and all those guys.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, they did an awesome job with the final scene, with the kick and him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a great. I mean, because at the end of the movie, they play the real footage.
Yeah, right.
They did a great job.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny where, me being a Dallas fan or whatever. So it's funny how everybody's like, everybody thinks that the Eagles' main rivalry is the Dallas Cowboys. The Eagles' main rivalry is the Giants. I mean, it's the Cowboys too, but it's the Giants. Dallas's main rivalry are the Redskins.
You got to remember because the Giants are right over the bridge. You could just their fans come here, our fans go there. It's easily accessible.
Yeah.
So we're really the rivals of the Giants. You know,
absolutely. But I mean, anybody gets in that division. But
yeah.
But I love the movie. I thought the movie was freaking great.
Yeah. I haven't seen it in a while. I have to revisit that.
It's so good. Yeah, it's one you can always watch. Watching that movie, the only thing I can think of, his first wife, what a bitch. Yeah. I was like, what a bitch. You know, no offense there, Vince, if you're listening. But wow, I'm on your side, buddy. I'm gonna have to go with The Program. Did any of you guys see The Program?
No.
It's kind of a
I might have seen it.
It's based on college football, and James Conn is the football coach. And they got kind of like this, hotshot quarterback that is getting groomed for the Heisman running, but he's like a drunk, comes from like a family of drunks, and their main player, they have this one defensive player that's great, and he winds up getting hurt. It was a definite going to the NFL. He was definitely going to the NFL, and he winds up getting hurt, and his career is pretty much squashed. Then he had the Latimer guy who was kind of like a bench guy, and then on the off season before the final season, he got all whacked out on steroids, and he's like an animal, and he's like out of his head kind of deal. And great movie. I mean, it's one of my favorite football movies ever. Omar Epps plays the running back in the movie, freshman running back. I mean, it's so if you've never seen it, definitely check it out.
Any Given Sunday, I really wasn't crazy about that.
I thought that was okay.
It was kind of over the top.
Yeah. A little over the top.
You know what? I think it was like a music video. I saw it in the movies and I liked it a lot. And then when it came out, I think they had a director's cut right away of that one. And I watched the director's cut. And I think they should have just not did the director's cut. Because I think it made it worse. I don't know, but I never went back to it after that second time of watching it. But
yeah.
That was one with Al Pacino, right?
Yes.
Or was there one with Denzel Washington too? A football movie?
Remember the Titans, maybe?
Yeah, I saw that.
That was great. That was a great movie.
Every time I used to I used to take the bus to New York all the time years ago. They used to have that movie playing in the bus. Like it was one of those cool buses where they had VCR tapes.
I've never been there.
Little screens, little TV screens. But man, they used to play that all the time. I'm so freaking sick of that one. Never liked it.
It's better than being on a bus and watching Speed.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I mean, for football, there's so many good movies. Rudy's another great movie.
Well, you got Lucas.
Lucas is another good one.
Yeah.
I was telling Dame the other day about a movie on Netflix. They just put it up here called Greater Than. It's about a kid named Brandon Bullsworth, and I never knew the story. And he's pretty much like kind of like a misfit kid, heavyset kid or whatever, and he wants to play for the Razorbacks. And he gets laughed off, but like a high school coach kind of takes a liking to him, works with him a little bit, tries to teach him a little bit, and then he meets up with the Razorbacks coach. One coach introduces him to the other coach, and he's like, I want to play with the Razorbacks. He's like, yeah, kid, get a little bit bigger and maybe come back. So the kid puts on like 80 pounds. He's huge. He's like 360 or something crazy like that, 370. And he winds up working his ass off, like a total walk-on that was like a misfit that worked his ass off and got his teammates to work their ass off. And they wind up going to like the championship game in their final season. And really good. It's a true story. It's a real good movie. And then the kid winds up getting signed to the Colts, and the coach of the Colts says, hey, you're going to be the starter.
So this takes place over a course of a couple of years or something? Or?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
I don't know exactly. I'm thinking it had to be, I want to say maybe the 80s is my guess. And pretty much he gets the thing, spoiler here. So if you don't want to hear it, just turn it off at the second here. Spoiler is that the kid gets the deal. And he's like a good old boy kid. He's a nice guy, real nice guy. Mm-hmm. And he's a positive guy. Like he's got it. You wouldn't think made it, but made it. And he goes home and he winds up fucking getting in a car accident and passes away. It's crazy.
Oh, damn. Is it a true story or anything? Or?
I think it's a true story. Yeah, it's a true story because they have foundations and stuff for him. Like every so many years they give away, or every year they give away a couple scholarships in his name for the Colts and I think the Razorbacks.
Oh, wow.
So it's something I just caught on Netflix. So if anybody wants to check it out, it's really worth watching. If you like football, it's a real good.
So one season?
It's a movie. It's just a movie.
Oh, okay.
It's just a movie. Okay, let's move on to some. I know Damo likes this one. Let's move on to hockey. What do you got, Damo? There's a lot of good hockey movies.
Yeah, there's a few of them, but I'm going to go with one that I just remembered of tonight, and I always watch this one at least once a year. Youngblood.
Great movie. I was just talking about that. Great movie, man. I love it.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's we're not talking like amazing
Oscar.
acting here. Yeah, but it's a
fun movie.
It's a fun movie. Yeah,
I saw that years ago. I remember what was
Rob
it?
Lowe?
He was like a great hockey player, but he couldn't fight, and he wasn't like
he was like a Gretzky kind of guy. But
they told him he was never going to make it in the league unless he toughened up or something.
Right?
Yeah.
He was sort of like a pretty boy kind of playmaker, Gretzky type. Patrick Swayze's in it. He's like sort of like the veteran on the team. What's
Keanu Reeves?
Keanu Reeves is the goalie.
He's the goalie, which is great.
Yeah.
It's like a young Keanu Reeves, and he's great.
Yeah, he's like a French, French goalie. Who else? Peter Zezel from the Flyers. Was in it.
Zezel's in it.
Oh wow, I remember that.
Great movie, man.
And what the hell was the name of the opposing player that everybody hated? He was a total goon.
The tough guy,
Brainiac or something. I forget his name, but he just had it out for this guy. For the whole season.
You mentioned Goon.
Goon was good.
That was.
Have you seen Goon?
I saw it once.
I like Goon. I like Goon. I thought Goon was good.
Yeah, I liked it.
I thought Goon was real good.
I forgot about that one until you said the word Goon.
Yeah.
How about that? Slapshot.
Oh yeah,
it's one of the greatest.
Oh, come on, the Hanson brothers.
Yeah, that's probably the best hockey movie, if not one of the best sports movies.
But when they're in there in the locker room and they're putting the tin foil onto their hands and they're looking at him like, what the fuck are they doing? Like, kind of look, and he's like, you want some tin foil too? He's like,
who was the badass in Slapshot on the other team that everybody was afraid of? Began with a B, maybe.
I gotta look this up.
Yeah.
You're not selling me on a Lenvo, I could tell you that, Bert. This thing's slower than my mother.
Ah, shit. McCracken. Yeah.
McCracken. Dude. What a great movie.
Paul Newman, right?
Paul Newman was the veteran guy, right?
He was so good.
He was great
so
in
good
it.
in that movie. Yeah.
And it was a long movie. It was a pretty long movie. It felt like it was a long movie, but it was good.
Yeah.
It was good, man. I love that movie. I think everybody likes that movie.
You know what? It's like the hockey movies are kind of tough to do because not everybody knows how to ice skate.
Oh, yeah, it's tough. It's tough. How about I never seen it. Everybody says it's great. I don't know why I never seen it yet. The Miracle. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I saw The Miracle. That was really good.
True story, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I never saw it either though. I don't know why I didn't see it, but I don't know. I haven't been a movie guy as of the last 5-6 years, so I kind of missed a lot of stuff. And
yes, it was based on the Miracle on Ice 1980 U.S. Olympic hockey team. What's the name? Played the coach, Herb Brooks. What the hell was his name?
He looked good. They played the part. They dressed him perfect.
Escape from New York guy.
Oh my God, Kurt Russell.
Played Herb Brooks. Yeah, he did a good job.
Dude, the clothing was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they had the clothing down, man.
Yeah.
The clothing was fucking perfect. Yeah, I mean, that was a great movie. I mean, the hockey movies are always good, man. They just are. They really are. How about this? They're going off to like miscellaneous stuff. The Wrestler. Have any of you guys seen The Wrestler with Mickey?
Yeah,
Rourke?
that was great.
That was a great movie.
Yeah,
that was a tearjerker, Connor. That was.
We're talking about sports movies, so we could throw that in there.
Sure.
Doesn't have to be the big five or.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like fringe stuff.
Yeah, I think he did a great job in it. And, it shows you a guy that was popular once, lost his family kind of along the way because he's probably on the road 24/7, and it probably happens more than people would know. And then you get so wrapped up in this character that you're this guy 24/7. You balance the line between fiction and nonfiction kind of deal.
Randy the Ram.
Randy the Ram. Randy the Ram.
A scene in that movie I liked was when he's working at the deli at the supermarket.
It's so true, that story.
Cuts his finger. Yep. People are, the lady's busting his ass, and he cuts his finger, blood splurting all over the place. He's like, "Fuck it, I'm out of here."
Great. I love the part where he's working in the deli and he's like kind of having a little bit of a good mood. He's like, the guy comes up, he's like, "Hey, what's up, good looking?" I love that movie.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
Really good movie.
Anything else?
Really sad movie too.
Sad movie, man. Sad movie. Yeah, sad movie.
But at the same time, like, spoiler alert, though. I mean, I guess if you look at it another way, he died doing what he loved doing. So,
I mean, do you think he died? I mean, because they really.
Oh yeah, I think
right. Yeah, because they it just kind of ends right there when he's on the top rope. I think, right?
Yeah, he does that finish.
It sort of had that Soprano. What happened? Did he die? Or did he live?
I hate when they do movies like that. I'd rather see an ending.
I want to see. Yeah.
I mean, you want to see an ending, but you talk about it afterwards, and and it just makes. Like, you end it and it's like, well, that's the ending. I didn't like the ending. You kind of make up your own ending of it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works sometimes for me.
Mm-hmm.
And rather, you watch this great movie and just a shitty ending and you're like, I can't watch this movie again because of that ending.
Yeah, I liked it. How about you, Dame? Anything else on that? Different kind of sports here? Movies?
It's another one I just thought of. If it's considered a sport, how about the sport of ping pong?
Here you go. What do you got?
Ping pong would be a sport.
There was a movie that came out about 10 years ago. It was called Ping Pong Summer.
Never seen it.
And it's basically about this kid goes to Ocean City, Maryland for like the summer. And, you're typical like karate kid or whatever. There's the bullies, and they beat him in ping pong, and then his next door neighbor, who's like kind of mysterious, this woman who is Susan Sarandon, teaches him how to play ping pong and everything, and at the end he beats a kid in ping pong, but all through the way, because it takes place in the 80s, like so it's got that nostalgia factor. The kid's listening to his Walkman all the time. Him and his buddy hang out at the arcade. There's the older girls, that hang out there too, and he's really into breakdancing at the time. So it's
I'm gonna have to watch it.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like sort of like Napoleon Dynamite in some ways. It's got that little quirkiness to it, but it's a pretty good movie.
I have to check that out. How about you, Mike? Anything?
You get Dodgeball. How do you forget?
Oh, great movie. Great movie.
If you could dodge a wrench, you could dodge a ball.
I love that. That's another movie. If it's on, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
If it's on, I'll watch it.
And I'm not that big of what's his name?
Ben Stiller?
Stiller?
I'm not huge on him. The stuff I really like, but
he's
this
great
one was,
in that.
Yeah, he's great in this one.
He's good. Yeah. Fucking Chuck Norris. That's the best line. I thought that movie was hilarious. I'm big on that movie. What movie that everybody loved that I thought was a little overrated? Jerry Maguire.
I never saw that.
Dude, that was definitely overrated.
I didn't think it was that good.
You know what? The whole thing of the movie was the one line, "Show me the money." After that, the movie fucking sucked.
Yeah, I really.
Everybody raved about that movie because "Show me the money" line. That was it.
And Cuban Gooding Jr., who was good in that movie, he got an award for that movie, but he was great in Boys in the Hood. He should have got it for Boys in the Hood.
What happened? I mean, he just kind of tailed off, man.
Yeah, it's true, right?
He does stuff here and there.
He was a really underrated actor.
Yeah, man. Sports movies. You guys got anything else?
What about Here Comes Thumpkin?
What the hell is that?
How is that?
It's a movie about thumb wrestling, and it was shot in the perspective of the thumb. And I'm just totally bullshitting you right now.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, you're out of your mind though. So you'd be like, it's one of the greatest movies ever. It's all foreign. Whatever. It's a silent film about a thumb.
That's actually a great premise for a movie.
Yeah.
Here Comes Thumpkin, based on
I like
Championship thumb wrestling.
Well,
speaking of, how about arm wrestling over the top?
I was just going to say, let's end it with over the top. Great movie. Puts the hat on backwards.
You know what? That little kid was such a fucking prick.
Yeah,
he
was a little douche.
I hated that little smug prick. His dad goes out. He's busting his ass. Driving around the freaking country. Wants to see him because his grandfather, didn't like him and everything, and kind of like didn't want him to be in the family. And
they came from money, right? I think
they came from money. Little rich brat.
Yeah, over the top, Dane.
Yeah.
That was one of the better bad movies. Over the top.
First Dambert production movie, Thumpkin. Written by Mike D, directed by Damien and Bert. Thumpkin. It's a silent feature. I think we should make it. Listen, you all think we're joking. Thumpkin. It's coming
great.
out. We're going to be working on that soon.
And we're gonna have to get like a big budget actor, like a Brad Pitt or something like that. You're just gonna see his hands,
right?
How much can you charge for that?
When we do the casting call, you got to have a great thumb. Got to have.
Right. You got to hire hand models.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thumb models.
Thumpkin. I think Thumpkin. You should laugh, but I think Thumpkin's going to happen.
Welcome to Mixtapes and Tasty Cakes Snack Review. And today we're going to be doing our final snack crate from Thailand.
Thailand.
All right. You're ready for this one. This is some interesting looking stuff in here.
Any
we're going to start with these guys, man.
There's a joke right. There's a joke.
Definitely a joke right there. You see the hangover?
I'm not going to go there. Right.
So we got these guys. We're going to start off easy and a little. I don't even know how this one's going to be, but these are called the Pretz, and these are the corn flavor. We have two different ones: corn and larb. I don't even know what the fuck larb is. Larb, L-A-R-B.
Okay, we'll do the corn.
We're going to do the corn first.
Okay. Oh, it's strong. Wow. Oh, I don't know.
It's like sweet.
I don't know.
At first, yeah, I'm not into it.
It's like a big
pineapple.
It's weird, yeah.
Yeah,
fruity.
No good for that one.
We got the larb, and it looks like, I don't know, there's some like weeds or something growing through the larb.
It's a little darker.
Larb.
Let's try that one.
Larb. It's even got an odd smell to it.
Better. It's got a weird aftertaste, though.
Oof. Oh, it's a little spicy at the end. Yeah. I pass on both of these.
Yeah, not into it.
No.
Like the larb's interesting, and I'm going to tell you. You know what it reminds me of? You know those? They were like the Chinese rice snacks.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
And they used to come in with like different shapes, or like little balls and squares type of things, and they kind of remind me of that a little bit, but not as good.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Nah, me neither. What's next on the agenda, Mike?
Let's do this one next. This is the Sun Snack Dunk. Savory roasted sunflower seeds. Oh, man, I don't like sunflower seeds. Coated in a rich, delicious, and yet unusual combination of sweet corn and cheese flavoring. Weird.
Sunflower seeds?
Okay, it's not like it's the shell and everything, so I don't know. Sunflower seeds never did it for me.
Like coat it with something. Oh, it's got the same weird taste as the corn thing. Nah, no good. Ooh. Oh my god.
Oh,
it's like sweet and savory. It's weird.
It's fucking bad. Oh my god, it's like it tastes like you fucking ate corn out of the fucking can or something. It's weird.
Okay.
Oh, that's 3 bad ones.
Next, we're going to go with this one, and it is the Thai K No Big Roll.
Oh, the seaweed. Oh,
you don't have to be a green sea turtle to enjoy this nutritious snack. We've included either the spicy or the grilled seaweed flavor variety. I'm thinking we have the seaweed since it's green.
Okay. This is.
I don't think I like seaweed. I'm gonna fucking. Ugh.
Huh. I mean, look at this thing. It's like
no way. Well,
it's just like like the sushi roll. It's like a nori.
No way.
Oh, dude.
Nope, I'm out.
I don't know if I got the full effect of that.
Oh, you're taking a big bite.
Well,
it's awful.
Oh,
spit it out.
Dude, no.
No, awful, right?
It's not bad at first. At first, it's not, but then you get that fishy aftertaste.
Dude, it didn't hang in my mouth long enough to get that.
Ugh. Nah.
Let's see what else is disgusting on this list here. I mean, this can't be bad. You need something good in between, right?
I don't know.
Something to cleanse that palate a little bit.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I'm thinking this one isn't even on the list. They look like Oreos. I'm betting they taste like Oreos.
Yeah. The Oreo deal, right?
It's weird. I'm thinking like they put other stuff on here that's really not in there.
Read the cover.
This is it says made by Jack and Jill, Adam Sandler Productions. And let's see. I think it's got one of those K-pop guys on the front of it.
K-pop,
if you could say
the
it,
Woo-Loo. This can't be that bad, right?
It can't be that. To me, it looks like a wannabe Oreo cookie. It's kind of not even close.
It's weird. That's another weird one. Get the fuck out. That's weird. No, man. Not even good though.
Mm-mm. It's like a generic Oreo cookie that's you buy in the dollar store for like $5 for $1 or something. Get out.
Yeah, no good.
Mm-mm.
Wow, man. Oh, we wanted a disgusting box. We're getting it.
Oh man.
What I believe we're going to do next are called the Cougar Yogurt candy.
Yogurt.
Oh man, these remind me of those. It's like the shape of those candies that your grandmother used to have. Look at these things. Remember these? Like
it's like menthol. Oh, it's not good either. I like menthol. Wow. No good, dude. Oh.
Man, that's like a sinus opener.
Yeah, it's like a cough drop. Wow. Bad cough drop.
Yeah, I'm not into it.
Let's do this one next. It's the Bang Bang White.
Bang Bang. What's that look like?
Bang Bang.
Oh, that's the wafer looking thing.
Okay, the white wafer.
Yeah, I think that'll be all right, right?
Well, this looks interesting. I'll put it that way. This is kind of like, it almost looks like a Kit Kat with some kind of, I don't know, coconut or powdered sugar or something. It's coated with white chocolate.
Not bad.
Nah,
it's like a wafer.
A lot of stuff tastes like dollar store candy.
Mm-hmm.
Like generic. Oh, I got the coconut after. Not that bad. The coconut's not as bad.
This is actually good. This isn't bad.
Probably the best thing so far.
Yeah. Yeah, not too bad.
So we're gonna do these pumpkin chips. I hate pumpkins. I don't like pumpkin pie, really anything pumpkin. So this is going to be a little weird for me. It even smells a bit odd. Yeah.
When I think of Thailand, I don't think of pumpkin chips.
That's why I think it's the best thing so far. I would actually eat these.
It's okay.
I'm all right with it.
Take another one. You know what it tastes like? It tastes like those oodles and noodles packages or something. Like the stuff that's in it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why I like it.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
I'm all right with that
interesting. Second one. Wow. Now
it's a bit of a loser.
Now this is gonna be
This
nasty.
brings us. This is Lay's shrimp and seafood potato chip.
Please be good.
No way. There's no way.
Just come. How many you got? Because you can't just have one.
Put two in my mouth.
Can't just have one.
No way. No way. No fucking way. Ah. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Yeah, I feel like this. Oh my. Oh, it's fucking. I almost threw up.
Oh, fucking shit.
That's the worst, dude. That was the worst thing I ever tasted on these bugs.
The first chip I had was shrimp. Wasn't bad.
The
second one
just came out of my mouth.
The seafood one was, oh god.
Oh. You know what? I knew it was going to be bad. I had that feeling.
Ugh.
I was like, it's going to be really bad. It's going to be the best thing in the box.
Oh, it's terrible. Terrible. What was the last one? That was pretty bad. This is even worse.
Sweden.
Yeah.
That was that potato chip was disgusting.
Yeah,
I almost threw up.
The seaweed thing and this last one, the shrimp and seafood chips are awful. Awful.
I mean, yeah, I couldn't.
If you don't eat your meal, you're not going to get the snacks after it. Like, what's the meals taste like? It's
can't be good, man. It just can't be good.
I don't mean to wreck anything, but it just, man, this just doesn't hit my taste buds, you know?
Nah.
Yeah. I'm gonna say thumbs down on the snack crate.
Woo.
No good.
I don't have enough thumbs on my body to go down.
This is a job for Thumpkin. Mixtapes and tasty cakes. We'll see you next week. Bye.
It's awful.